Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you how I made this cute little box that holds 3 Ferrero Rocher candies. When I saw these on my shelf, I thought they looked like cute little pots of gold. So that's what inspired this project. Let me set this aside and we'll get started. Okay, I've got my scoreboard and I'm going to start with the box bottom. This happens to measure 7.5 inches by 4.5. And I am going to score this at the 1.5 inch mark on all 4 sides. It's just that quick and easy. Simply turn as you score so that you've got all 4 sides done. And then I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to start with the Delightful Daisy Designer Series paper that I've cut 7 5/8 by 4 5/8, and I'm also going to score using the big end of my score so I don't tear through the paper at 1.5 inches on each of the 4 sides. Okay, and once I've got both of those done, I can set my scoreboard aside. At this point, I want to use my bone folder, and I want to fold and crease each one of these lines on both my top and my bottom. And I like to use my bone folder because it gives me a nice, sharp, clean edge. Okay, once I've got that done, I'm ready to start cutting. And I'm going to take my paper snips and set it on the score line and simply cut between the 2 score lines to create this little triangle that I'm removing. Once I've got that done, I'm going to look for the long edge, and I'm going to put my paper snips right here on the score line again and cut up to that first score line. Turn it around and do the other long edge, cutting on those score lines once again. And I'm going to repeat that process with my box lid. Okay, now that I've got my box lid trimmed and cut on the score lines along with my bottom, I'm ready to start assembling. You can use your favorite adhesive for this, but I'm going to grab my snail quickly, and I'm going to put a little bit of snail on each corner. Once I have the snail on each corner, I'm going to take that box lid and fold those corners in to create the box lid. There we go, and I can repeat for the bottom. Okay, and now I am ready to decorate because my box is finished. So I am going to start with the flag here that holds the sentiment. I'm using my Teeny Tiny Wishes and the crushed curry, and as you can see on the back, I've simply taken a 1/2 inch piece and cut a flag and then adhered it. So I'm going to set that on my box, kind of in the middle there. And then I am going to take my scallop circle that I made with my layering framelits and the circle that I also cut from that set, and I'm going to add it to the box. And right now I'm using the multi-purpose, so I can move this over a little bit if I choose, so that paper shows a little on the side. And let me show you how I cut the clover from the glitter paper. This stuff is gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, you'll want to check it out. I've punched out a piece of the glimmer paper using my pansy punch, and then I have taken a pen and I've put a dot in the center, and I've simply drawn a little circle around the outside edge, and that's going to give me a place for my scissors to stop. So I'm going to see this little divot in the flower here and set my paper snips to the left of that and cut all the way up to the flower. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side and cut up to that circle also. And then I'm going to place my paper snips on the inside corner of this petal and simply cut up to the flower stem that I left here, or up to the corner of the circle. And what this does is allow me to visualize where that stem is going to be. Can you see how I did that? So in the corner of each petal, and then to the left and right of that little divot from the other petal. And I want to leave this adhered so I don't have to attach it later. Once I've got that done, I've added some dimensionals to the back so it's popped up. And I'm going to set that on my scallop circle. And then because I wanted to bring out that color gold, because what little leprechaun doesn't have their pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and attach my little crushed curry baker's twine. There you go. It's that quick and simple. Let me bring the original back for you. If you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. It's open 24/7 and you can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.